Hi everyone, Mohammad Ehsan here. In today's video, I'll be sharing a few tips to improve your resume so that you can get that internship, HEVI, thesis, or even your first job. Many students struggle getting interviews for their thesis, practicum, HEVI, or even their first jobs. So the first thing that comes in mind is which language should you write your resume in, either English or German? Well, it all depends on the posting. If they need someone who only needs English language skills, then well, go on with the English language and write your resume in English. However, if they need someone with good skills in English and German language, then it's preferred that you write it in German language, as it will increase the chances for you to land that interview. The second thing is using the wrong format. Many students use the Eurostar resume format. However, that's not the correct version. Unless it is explicitly said in the job posting that you have to use an X format, that it is better to use the standard German format, which looks something like this. Now this format has many variations, but generally speaking, the first thing at the top would be your personal information alongside with your picture. Then comes your professional experience, after that your education, and then any special skills that you have, your hobbies, etc. So the third thing would be the picture that you use in your resume. I've seen many applications from subcontinental students, and in their resumes they have that really awkward picture having either a blue or white background, looking dead in the camera, and it is very weird, and the Germans cannot comprehend that it is the standard for many subcontinental countries to have that dead face looking picture. So that you should never use in a resume whenever you're applying anywhere in Germany. Use a photo in which you're smiling. It's not your passport photo, and it's not necessary that you have a specific background and you're not smiling, not wearing your glasses if you wear glasses, because in all of my biometric passport photos I'm not wearing my glasses, and if I share that picture with someone and I come with wearing glasses, it will be very weird and it will not show how I'm looking day to day. And glasses are a big part of my identity because I've been wearing them since I was a kid. So just don't use that passport photo and use something different. Just ask a friend to take a photo for you. It can be a neutral background, and with the smartphones that we have today, you can take a portrait mode photo in a really bright area having trees in the background. It would look really great. So number 4 would be not filling the personal information area completely. By that I mean you haven't provided either your address, your telephone number, or you have a really old email address that says cuteboy34@gmail.com. Create a new email address and not use that creepy, weird email address that you've been using since you were a kid. Create a new one, make it professional so that other people also take you seriously. Number 5 is something for people who have a lot of experience. Maybe you have a lot of experience, you had a couple of jobs. You don't have to list every single thing in detail, except for that experience that is relevant. Put that at the top of the list. Doesn't matter if it was before your previous experience or even if it was your first experience. What matters is that this experience is relevant to what you are applying for. So for example, the job position or the internship position that you're applying for is looking for someone with software skills. It's ideal that you provide those experiences in which you have applied or used those software skills. Instead of listing every single thing chronologically, provide the relevant information only, because people who are reading your resume, they don't have that much time to look deep into everything. So number 6 goes along with number 5, and it is providing too much information. Again, if you have a lot of experience and you have done a lot of things, it's not always a good thing to provide information about every single thing that you have ever done. So some people might even take it negatively. I can speak of that from personal experience. So a couple of months ago, a student contacted me to get information about a thesis position that we had in our company, and this student shared his resume with me, and he had so much information saying that he was perfectly skilled with 6 or 7 different programming languages. He was able to do circuit designing, measuring station development, software development, microcontroller programming, Android software development, so many things. It might be possible that this student knew all of those things, and it's totally possible that this student was really skilled. However, it's highly unlikely that someone with that many skills is really good at every single skill. According to their resume, they were really great at every single thing that they listed. It's highly unlikely that that was true. So be careful, because yeah, everyone embellishes their resume a little bit, but be careful and not to just put every single thing that every single friend says you need this X, Y, Z. Just try to be careful and not to embellish your resume a lot, because that might also be really negative point for you. Number 7 would be complete your hobbies section in the resume. You might not think that it is an important section, but believe me, it plays a really large role. Every single point that you put in your hobbies section can mean something else. For example, if you write down that you like reading books, that you can be good at reading a lot of documentation, and you can do a lot of state-of-the-art research. Many hobbies can relate to other skills this way. And the final point is, in the software skills section, do not put Microsoft Office. If it's explicitly required in the job posting, then it's okay. Write it down that you know that you have the Microsoft Office skills, Word, PowerPoint, etc. But if it's not written there, do not put it in, because these days it is nothing special that you know Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Excel, etc. So it's not a plus point, and some might even think it as a negative point. Instead of putting Microsoft Office, maybe think about another software that's important for your job posting. Maybe a tool that you know, something else that can be complementary to the job posting. One thing that I can recommend is that you search for a project management course. There are a lot of them available for free. Take that online project management course and write it down in your resume, because that will increase your chances of landing that interview, as the people will read that you have taken this course and you have those skills ready, so you can use them in your thesis, internship, CV, or even your first job. I really hope that you like this video. I would really appreciate if you hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and let me know in the comments if you like me to share some other tips similar to this resume thing, maybe something that's more specific to landing your first job, or something similar. Just let me know in the comment section below. So until the next video, bleib gesund.